Another look at some of the people responsible for serious crimes in our community. The problem is we don't know who these people are. The names, that would be helpful in catching them. We've highlighted some of the investigations in our reports this summer. WBTV anchor Alex Giles has this week's Crime Stoppers.
Three very different crimes to highlight here. What they all have in common is the people responsible for them have yet to be identified and charged. Investigators are hoping you can help change that. Do you remember this video we showed you in early July? A man hit by an ATV in a parking lot off Independence Boulevard in East Charlotte. Police say this happened around 1:45 a.m. on Sunday, June 16th. Investigators think a simple confrontation turned violent. Watch again as this man is hit by someone on a dirt bike and then plowed into by another person on an ATV. Here's Crime Stoppers detective Jacqueline Clyburn.
It's difficult to watch the fact that someone would react like that and to leave him there with his injuries. No remorse, no one stayed to give him aid, render aid, no one called police.
The surveillance images are not crystal clear, but police have been hoping someone will recognize the vehicles. Just weeks after that violent attack, this happened.
Open it up!
An armed robbery at a Jimmy John's on Harris Corners Parkway in North Charlotte. It's not far from I-77. This was July 10th. An individual walked into the business, pulled a gun, and held a worker at gunpoint. That intruder then took two employees to the back of the Jimmy John's and demanded money from a store safe. Listen to the voice again.
Open that safe. Open it up! Open it up!
Police think the business was robbed by the same person back in April. Investigators tell us two other people robbed the restaurant in August of last year. Detectives need help identifying these thieves. Finally, these still shots show people police believe are responsible for ATM robberies in early August. These happened on Arbor Creek Drive in North Charlotte. Three separate incidents where people were robbed at ATMs. Do you know who these people are? If so, call Crime Stoppers. As always, the number to dial is 704-334-1600. You do not have to give your name when you call in, and you could get money if you have information that helps lead police to an arrest. Reporting in Charlotte, Alex Giles, WBTV, on your side.